Okay guys, so got the garage cleared out. It's a pretty day. Pea vine in the background. So I wanted to talk to you about 949 of 1000. How it sits is how I found it. This guy's storage unit. It's for sale. Picked it up really cheap. It does run, but it's not. It's just. I'll show you. This is not in the shape that you'd want to take and try to throw a battery in it and then try to run it. I mean, and I'm looking at this thing. I got, weird clamps, hose clamps and stuff. I've got, what appears to be like a new turbo, at least a 16G. I found a Walbro 255 in the trunk. I'm not really sure what the story is on this car, but it's got some like really old tuner parts in it. So first step is to just take it all apart and see what I'm working with, really. So as you can see, that the hood's off already. I'm gonna flip the car around and then I'm gonna remove all the wiring, all the accessory stuff, and the intake and the cylinder head, and I'm gonna start boxing and labeling parts and then put it up and see what I come out with. Had a valve cover in the back. Obviously somebody's put a breather tube on the valve cover there. It's stupid. I do have a spare valve cover. So any type of like inline stuff that I do, I can just go ahead and I've got two valve covers to choose from. But as you can see, there's stuff like this, and that's no good. So first step is to really just dig into it and see what I've got here. And just start removing parts, and then once I get the engine bay cleared completely out, then I can pick the car up and really start to assess all the other things that will most definitely have to be assessed. Obviously the car didn't have a battery in it. When I got it, when I picked it up, battery tray is missing. It's got some of this stupid shit on it. I mean, like, dude, when the hell was the last time you saw something like this? I mean, really. Look at the Motegis that are on it. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, a bunch of like weird old performance parts from like the not the late 90s, but the early 2000s. Gretty shift knob and a Momo course steering wheel. Like some of these were like the cheaper of the high-end parts. Like the interior's ruined in this thing, so not really ruined, just just wasn't taken care of, and it kind of got out of hand. So I got a couple ideas. I'm either restore the interior, or I'm going to go with an Evo 8 or 9 interior in it. Just depends on like how much money, because I'm not going to spend much on this thing, because I can rebuild everything. I've got all the parts, so yeah. It's not in horrible condition. I mean, a couple of dents, but these are all the stock parts. The worst of it is here. You can see it's, I don't know what the hell they hit, or dragged down it, but I don't see any paint swaps. It went in another car. It's the only piece that's missing, the trim piece, is just this one. This rear rocker cover. Everything else is there. And I found a JE sticker in the trunk. I'm like really hoping that that somebody, like, you know, paid money to build the bottom end earlier. And I find a bunch of usable stuff, and I just kind of have to freshen up the head. Maybe do an intake manifold, and then, like, you know, obviously redo all the wiring and vacuum lines, because this is just stupid. It just doesn't do anything. So, yep. Gonna dig into it and take it all apart and see what I have gotten myself into. So, hopefully I can restore it. You know, if not, just part it out. But yeah, I'd hate to do that. These things are really super rare, and I'd love to have one that I just kind of get to drive back and forth to work, beat on, and take the kids out, and, you know, have fun in the snow or something. So, like, when the hell was the last time you saw that company? Like, what, like 2004? Crazy. But there's a number plaque, so, you know, it's got an Alpine stereo in it. I mean, it really cracks me up. Like, I haven't seen that shift knob for like a decade or more, you know? It's just really weird. It's really weird seeing all of these, like, things from when I was, like, in my early 20s. And it's very funny. You know, it's got a turbo timer, fucking useless piece of shit. You know, like an Apex turbo timer. It's not even a cheap one. It's got Bosch manual gauges. That's where the oil leak's coming from, actually. I crawled up under there. Dude got rid of it because it was pissing oil, and I couldn't figure out, you know, where the oil leak was coming from. It's coming from your stupid gauge. So, yeah. Word. I think this is like the worst dent right here. I don't know if you can see it, but the back seats aren't horrible, as horrible as the fronts, but there's still seam split. You know, this is like the front grille. It's still there. So this will get, you know, this will get reset, rebuilt, and redone. It's just so funny, man. It's like somebody gave up on it. It's sad. It's a really cool car. A lot of technology that went into this thing. You got, like, this is separating right here, you know? Like, I don't know if that's repairable, but I think everything is repairable. And I don't so, but everything, like, works, you know? I don't know, I guess somebody tried to, like, repaint it at one point. It's fucking orange peel right here. So, gotta do the VIN digging and really see, like, look at the paint here, you know? I mean, like, this is gorgeous. That's a gorgeous color. Like, what if I can get it to the point where we can just repaint, you know, the entire thing back that color, but, you know, modern, with like an Evo 8 interior, and it drives reliably with, like, you know, 350 horsepower, which, if that turbo's good, I don't have to change nothing. I'll just ceramic coat everything, change up the vacuum lines, put an AEM in it, do all the wiring myself. Okay, guys. Interesting. Pull the cylinder out.